welcome to Footballbrehz, a platform where rival fans discuss, debate, and banter each other on all topics that are football. My name is DEBO, and I'll be your host for today's show. Back with us, we have our usual crazy guys. We have Arsenal fan Kemal, he's happy this week. We have Liverpool fan Isha, he's not so happy even though they won.
Happy every week, man.
We have Chelsea fan Kadus. And then lastly, we have Spurs fan Ben, whose team is actually playing right now. So what we're going to do today is we're going to preview next week's shows. We're going to also discuss a little bit of the next week's games. And then we're also going to discuss a little bit of the games that have just gone past this week. But before we get there, can you please make sure you subscribe, you like, you follow? We've seen that you've been watching the shows and we really, really appreciate that. So please subscribe, like, follow. So first, we're going to start with this week's Chelsea game that's coming up. So Chelsea, you have Palace that's coming up. But before we get to that, Chelsea's last game, you guys had a convincing 3-0 win over Watford. How do you feel about that? How do you feel you guys did?
Really well, man. Really well. One of our issues has always been breaking down low blocks, and I feel like now we've found that balance with Barkley and Mount. I think Mount looks really good in that 8th position. He's allowed to, have a bit more freedom on the pitch. So, yeah, really well. 3-0 against Watford. They're normally quite a bit of a bogey team for us. I mean, they've turned up against other big teams. They've got some good players, and we beat them convincingly. 3-0.
Yeah, but do you feel like you guys played well that game, though? I know you guys won 3-0, but do you feel you?
Yeah. We bar 10 minutes in the second half where we were a bit shaky. I think for the most part we controlled the game. We took our time, played really good football. I mean, the goals that were scored were really lovely combinations. Ross Barkley with the assist, but the pass from Mount before was immaculate. Then Giroud's finish was amazing. So.
Yeah, for sure. Top 4 is looking really, really interesting right now. It's getting really exciting to see who's going to finish in that top 4. So taking that result into mind, we're going to go into next week's game against Palace. So that's going to be a big game. It's going to be a big game because
London derby.
Teams derby. Usually, even if the team's not playing well, they're going to, bring themselves up for that, like you saw with West Ham when they beat you. So what do you think is going to happen?
I mean, Crystal Palace, West Ham's a bit different because West Ham, you've got David Moyes and you've got, there's 2 or 3 good players on there. Declan Rice obviously had a good game. I mean, with Crystal Palace, I mean, Zaha's the threat, but if you frustrate Zaha, you've got it's a pretty manageable game. They've got threat, but I mean, I think Chelsea should comfortably win that. I mean, we may concede, but with Zuma and Christensen, we looked really solid. So that was a nice partnership, and I think Zuma should be given a little bit more respect right now because Brehz haven't been talking about it. Not you, Brehz.
You're going about who don't respect who. We respect your players. We respect your team. Stop going about they need to
let me finish. Let me finish.
Card again.
Brehz within the Chelsea fan group don't actually rate him as highly. But the thing is, when he has consistent games, he's not bigged up as much as Christensen would be. So yeah, he needs respect. But so you know what? I think we're starting to find that balance. I think we're starting to see what works. Obviously, Kante's not playing, so that could be the issue. But we've got Jorginho and Gilmour, and if they turn up, then it's still a pretty comfortable win, I think.
Okay, so without talking about the lineup or anything like that, without saying your whole lineup, who would you put in and who would you just take out? Like, who do you think? Like, let's say a couple of people that are not playing right now, or someone who's not playing in your team right now that you feel has to be playing, or would you keep the same as what you've been doing?
Yeah, for sure.
Kante's torn his hamstring, hasn't he?
Yeah. It's a low level tear. So to be honest with you, just based on how we played the past 2 games, bar West Ham, I mean, that was crappy defending, but in terms of attacking wise, they were a little bit more balanced, especially when Mason Mount came on. Yeah. So I'm happy with how we played. We controlled the match. I mean, now that we've got Gilmour or Jorginho, we may start to see a little bit more creativity in the middle of the park. Don't get me wrong, Kante's a genius, especially, I mean, his attacking prowess is good, but in terms of those little one-touch passes in the midfield, I think it would be nice to get Gilmour or Jorginho in there. So.
All right, well, I think it's going to be an interesting game. Talking about Arsenal clubs, let's go to this next happy guy right now.
Whoa. First of all, sorry for interrupting you, OS, but I need to big up Chelsea for allowing Liverpool to win the league. So, well done, Chelsea. Well done, Chelsea.
Well, actually, congrats to Paul, actually. Yeah, congrats.
Yeah, real talk. I got a big up man like Isha. If you wasn't there, yo, we done a live Instagram. You should have been checked in where we actually did congratulate.
I don't feel like Ishi's reacting the right way, bruv. He's trying to do the calm thing, innit?
They're champs.
They can't react the right way because they won the COVID league. That's why. That's how.
Bro, nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that, bro.
Man's just like,
Get bigger things, man.
You had friends in high places, boy.
Liverpool's not been amazing technically all season, but we just find a way to win. Like we've won, I think, 6 games, 2-1. You know what I mean?
How about the 4-0 defeat? We didn't really discuss that. How about that?
We haven't.
Nah, do you know
I
what?
didn't really want to touch the base, but you got battered. And I said you lot were going to get battered too. I actually said that. I said you were going to get battered.
You see me in the group. I was saying it as well. I was like, I'm not confident about playing City. And there was 2 reasons why, yeah. There was 2 reasons why. I felt like City's the best team to play without a crowd because they're so flipping amazing technically that they don't need a crowd to get them.
Bro.
Listen, let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you something. When people talk about great football teams, yeah, and listen, hear me out. When people talk about great football teams, yeah, there's a certain ethic.
who's doing this now? Who's doing?
No, because you have to understand right now, yeah. I had a conversation. When you're looking at great football teams in terms of right, you guys are breaking records. Granted, people can say, all right, you were hungover and you didn't play that well. But for you to win the league, bearing in mind for Chelsea to win the league, and then the next game you then get battered 4-0.
What I'm saying is that's never happened to us.
If
we're gonna talk about great teams, we're gonna have to have a conversation about that. Maybe too early now, but we have to right now because I don't remember any other team. Chelsea, did it happen to Chelsea? That didn't happen to United. I don't remember.
It happened to no one. It never happened to Arsenal. Not to get battered like that.
Can I explain one thing to you, man, that you're missing, though?
Guard of honor. They were doing this.
Keep close your ears right now, yeah?
I'm not worried.
Let's go to Arsenal, Kemal. So Arsenal, well done. You guys beat Wolves. That was a great result for Arsenal, but it was also a great result for us as well because now Wolves dropped 1 points. How did you like that game?
Well, I told all you, Brehz. Because 3 of you said we're losing, and then 1 of you gave us a draw. So I told you, man, that Arsenal were going to get the 3 points.
You told us, but you were rubbing your head in pain, bro.
No, you didn't. Listen.
Can I just continue, please? Big up 2020 Mustafi.
Why?
Big him up. He played very well that game. He played really, really well. Hold on.
Come on, no one knew. Actually, you know what?
Props to man like Xhaka.
Let him have his moment, bro.
Xhaka done really, really well. He's done super since this whole thing of him throwing the top and whatever. So big up Xhaka as well. I'm happy with the people upstairs at Arsenal. Big news. Saka, long-term contract. Martinelli, long-term contract. These are the kind of things that I want to see happen. So I'm happy. I'm happy. We won 2-0, 3 points. We're moving up the table.
So taking that confidence that you guys just won a big result like that. Now your next game that you're going
Leicester.
Another big game against Leicester.
Can I intervene just quickly 2 seconds? I also wanted to say that you guys performed amazingly defensively. That's probably the best defensive performance.
Thank you.
Because you shot Traore up all game. So
he's right. You guys did amazingly well.
They're working. Now we've got Leicester. And Leicester were on a bit of a all over the place. And then all of a sudden, they stepped up on the weekend. And I was like, okay, here we go. It's one game. But then when you play Arsenal, everyone decides to step up. So
I don't know if they step up or it's just...
I feel like Arsenal step down, but it's cool.
Exactly.
Hey.
I don't think it's them step
Hey.
But I get what you're saying because I think Leicester now have won. They tasted blood, so it could be.
They're gonna come for us.
Same situation because you guys were dead and they were.
That is your savage, man.
Basically,
I ain't gonna drink after that.
We both need to win. We both need to win. So I'm going for an Arsenal win, of course, and it's gonna be 1-0 to the Arsenal.
No, don't tell me the result. Tell me the result later. Of course, you have to ruin it and tell me the result. But anyway.
He never follows the rules, bro.
Follow rules. So, Kemal, if you were to bring someone in onto your starting lineup for this
Pepe. Let me tell you why. Pepe, because he had a baby, him and his missus. That's why he missed the previous game. She was in labor, so I would bring him back into the team. He needs to be there.
Who would you take out?
Confident.
Lacazette?
I'm not putting. No. Lacazette's on the bench. I'm still keeping Lacazette. Even though he scored, he still deserves to be on the bench. He's a bench player at the
last
moment.
game, so you're saying that you would take him
Yeah,
off?
yeah. So I'll take him. No. You know what? Scratch that. Nketiah. Eddie needs to. I wouldn't start this, bro.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't start him. I don't see what the manager sees in him quite yet.
I think he did more than Lacazette, to be honest with you. But okay.
Yeah, he did a lot.
I think so too. It's off the ball.
He was the player that was driving forward. Apart from,
I wouldn't put him in.
The ball is pretty strong, man.
Yeah, well, I'm just not quite there yet.
He was causing defenders a lot of problems because he was just constantly moving, and that's what you need.
But sometimes he holds on to the ball a little bit too much. He's not so confident. I know that's going to come into time because he's still a young player, so I don't want to knock his confidence too much. But I would.
But he's still more of a threat because of his movement, because he's making defenders think about what they're doing, and I think that becomes a distraction for your key striker.
But Kemal's saying he's not sure right now about him. He's maybe young. You want to?
Yeah,
Okay.
We don't have to keep on throwing him in the deep end all the time. I don't want to start hating him, and that's why I just want let him drop to the bench.
Very shit.
Get brought on.
Very shit, basically.
From that, we move on. So thank you. We move on to Liverpool. Isha. So you had a good last result, even though you didn't play well. You won 2-0 against Villa. But Villa did play well, to give them respects. They did really try and get something out of that game. So first of all, give me your insight on that game just a little bit. And then moving on to the next game, you have Brighton away, which will be a challenge for you guys. What did you feel?
Yeah, man. That game, the first 60 minutes was poor. The game was poor until Henderson and Firmino came on. For me, they changed the game. Henderson was driving forward well. Firmino was doing what he does, vacating the space, allowing the wide players to get into the areas they need to do. And that resulted in a goal. So I know we talked a lot in the group about Firmino and the fact he doesn't score enough goals, but you see clearly when he comes on the pitch, we go up another gear in attack. So he gives a lot to us that we don't get, like from a number 10. 100%. So yeah, man, like that made a big difference for us. Origi was dead. For me, he shouldn't start games. He's a impact sub. Like he comes on when they're tired, he runs past Brehz and he makes stuff happen. Other than that Everton game where he scored 2 goals from the start, he's not that guy. So for me, the performance wasn't good enough.
Sell him. I don't think he's very good at all.
But he dyed his hair. Like you're dyeing your hair, man. You should be training. Don't dye your hair.
When you dye your hair, you're gonna score a goal. Like, when he did that, I was expecting a hat trick, bro. I'm telling you right now, I was fuming.
Hat trick,
yeah, you dye your hair like that, you have to be a serious bro.
You thought he was Chris Brown, you thought he was Chris Brown.
That's no reason to be a flop.
You're going to the next game. How do you feel that do you feel like you guys will play better than what you did?
What in the next game?
Brighton,
yeah. I mean, with Liverpool, I've noticed every time there's a break, we take a little bit of time to really click into gear. Like every international break, the first 2 games or so, we're not really there. So I feel like we always need a little bit of time to really get into our gear. So I feel like Brighton is probably playing us at the worst time because we're starting to get confidence. We got a clean sheet from a bad performance. So now we're probably going to kick on, pass the ball a bit better. So I feel like Brighton is unlucky. If they played us last week, they might have got a draw because they're defensively, they're pretty decent at the minute. So, yeah, man, I feel like we're going to beat Brighton. I think it's going to be comfortable. I'm not going to lie. I think it'll be comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going to defend well. We'll break them down eventually. But it's going to be a better performance than Aston Villa because, for me, that was terrible, man.
Yeah, you need that. Really to be honest, I have not been impressed with Liverpool since you guys have been back from the break, man. It feels like you haven't been.
Don't you think part
impressed me, that's it.
Don't you think part of the reason why you broke Aston Villa is because they were trying to also get a goal really hard? I think
Nah, because for me, Villa had a very distinctive game plan. They sat back in like 2 banks of 4, sometimes a bank of 5, 4-5-1. So they wanted to break on us. And what they did is they keep like 2 wide players in the gaps between the defender and the fullback. So every time they run forward, they do a long ball diagonal into the channels to use the space that Trent and Robertson leave behind.
That was working. That was working for the last part of the game.
Yeah. And it was a very clear tactic they had. And I feel like Liverpool do that deliberately because we trust our centre-back's pace so much. We don't really mind if players do that because Van Dijk and Gomez can catch them up anyway.
Yeah, but Gomez hasn't been having the best of games, though.
Gomez.
That's 2 games in a row now. I've watched Gomez and I'm like,
He was okay last game. He wasn't amazing, but he was better than the game before that. At City, him and Robertson, even Robertson, the last game for me, the first
Sterling.
Yeah, but Robertson was still hanging though. That guy is still hanging.
Quite should it? I don't
You're 4 games in. Do you think that you would have started clicking in now?
Yeah, we should do. We've got enough to beat them. So even if we beat them and get a poor performance, I'll take it for now because we're just at the minute we're just trying to grind towards all these records we're trying to break. So for me, as long as we break those records, I don't mind us grinding out wins or whatever way we need to do because we've performed over the season. We've proved that we've been the best team. Now we just need to get the results, move into the summer, strengthen where we need to strengthen, and next season we go again. And that's why I'm hyped about us winning the league, but I want to be in a place where we can talk about Liverpool in the same breath as the Chelsea team.
Can't.
I feel like I'm not even, Chelsea, the City team.
You're not there yet.
You're not there. You have to win it again next season. That's what we had the discussion. You have to win it again.
Whoa.
That's what I'm saying. I want us to retain the league, and then it's gonna be a lot. I feel like we've already done enough to really be talked about at the same level as the Invincibles. I'm just gonna let you know right now, bro.
The Invincibles.
Yeah, we've done enough.
Okay, hold on. The only way you won this league, is by VAR and COVID. And you're trying to talk about the Invincibles.
That's blasphemy. That's blasphemy.
Right now, yeah.
That's blasphemy.
Ian Wright said the same thing, but we'll come back.
All right.
Thank you.
Let's go to the next game. Spurs. Let's go to Ben.
Yo.
So right now your team is playing as we speak right now. And
No, we're done. We won it. 3 points secured. Yeah, 1-0.
So you won 1-0. I didn't watch the game, but I think you watched the game. Did you guys look good?
No.
Dead. Okay, so another day.
Kadus, can you let me have my moment, please? Do you see this guy here? Plays a victim, and then out of nowhere, when it's not his turn,
you start playing the victim. That's both of your words, mate.
Okay,
Ben, where are you in the Premier League now? What position are you?
Shut your mouth, bro.
Check that.
You know, Brehz, you're 1 point. You're 1 point ahead of us, and you're trying the most. Like
you're behind, yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay, so you think? Do you want to bet now? See if you're gonna finish above us or not?
Oh my God! Wait a minute.
Tell me the price.
Nah, do you bet or no bet?
£20.
Just say
£20.
£20, yeah? All right, bet. Let's do it. £20.
Hard.
Oh my God.
Locked
in.
You're going to leave me hanging? Okay,
I'm
cool.
here, bro. I'm here.
Okay,
Spurs.
cool.
Anyway.
You heard it on here, yeah?
All right.
Move on swiftly, yeah? Listen, we played dead. At the end of the day, I don't care because we secured the points, and I think that's going to be positive for the team. Like, you could already see, I don't know why Son and Lloris were beefing, but, you know, they made up countless times. That's good. I think we secured the points. That's what's important. I also think Joseph just needs to, like, stick to same back four consistently. I don't care if they're shit. Just pick ball and keep playing them together until they get better, okay? At the end of the day, we're stuck with them till the end of the season. Okay. Excuse me.
Can I so Ben, can I just interrupt you quickly? Ben, I think the most important question, I think this is on everyone's mind. The biggest question: does Son have an anger problem?
Does he have a what?
Anger problem.
Anger.
Nah, he doesn't.
Come on.
Chill.
He's chill.
He broke someone's leg. He booted Rudiger in the balls. He tried to punch Lloris in the face. You're telling me that he hasn't got anger problems, bruv.
No, but hold on. Listen.
Let's move on.
Just done. Anyways, moving on. Bournemouth next.
Yeah.
From what I've seen from Bournemouth, I think that should be an easy win for us.
Easy.
You guys are playing rubbish, and you're telling me it's going to be an easy win.
Yes, it is going to be an easy win. Trust me. Don't worry.
Okay, the tables of Spurs.
When was the last time Tottenham won a game easy, though?
Yeah, that's a good question. When's the last time you won a game easy?
West Ham. That was easy.
Well, was that second game of the season, isn't it?
Second game of the season? Okay. So, talking about the Bournemouth game.
We ain't played West Ham after COVID. Like, what's wrong with you?
Oh, God, I didn't hear what you said, bro. Sorry.
Hold on. West Ham did beat you guys, though. But anyway, let's continue. So...
You'll have that one. You know what? You can have that one because that was despicable, bruv. That was despicable. You see how pissed Lampard was? Continue.
So basically, who would you bring in right now in your team for the Bournemouth game that wasn't playing today, for example?
Bergwijn.
Yep.
I definitely want him in. I know this is not going to happen, but I really need Dombele to start, bro. I think that guy just needs a chance. I would have him starting over Winks. Lo Celso, I like him starting. He's sick. Keep him on. Mora, don't start him. Just don't. Don't start Mora. I'd say I'd like to see Ali, but not start, but I'd like to see him in the second half, like 70th minute onwards, because I think then Lo Celso kind of gets a bit tired. I don't know why, but I think that's a good time to switch him for Ali and just have a bit more creativity with Ali. So that's what I want to see, but no in Jose. Oh, defense, I don't want to see Dyer. I've seen, what's his name, came on today, Vertonghen, for the last like 10 minutes. Not even 10 minutes, 5 minutes. So I'd like to see Vertonghen back in. I think him and all the wide at the back, I think that'd do nicely for us.
So you just basically want to change the whole team? I'm joking.
Mad.
Cool.
But Wes, what are you saying?
For me, we just battered Bournemouth 5-2. That was an amazing game to watch, I would say. I mean,
is it true that your front three got more goals than the champs? Okay.
More goals than the championship front.
Damn.
For sure. I'm actually really proud of that. For
Damn.
You should be, man. You should be.
That just shows that there's potential there that they can grow from that. But to be honest, I'm in a great place right now with United. I think we're playing really well right now. We're growing as well, and it just shows. Even if we're making mistakes in the back, it doesn't matter because we're outscoring the opponents. I think that's what United used to do in the past. Like Ferguson's thing was, don't worry about how much we're conceding, just score more than them. And I feel like that's kind of what we're trying to do. I think we need to fix the defense a little bit because Maguire can't be getting nutmeg like that. That's not cool. He needs to really fix it.
Career ending.
That was not cool.
That was goal of the season, bro. That was goal of the season, bro.
It was a good finish though, but De Gea should have done better as well. But I think from there, I think we're going to improve. I'm sure we're going to improve from there.
Oh, Wes, who was your man of the match?
In that game, I would say probably Bruno or Shaw.
Greenwood.
As well. Matic as well. Those three. That was those three. But then
Bruno effect.
Then Greenwood scored 2 goals, and Greenwood was amazing as well. So it's really tough. If I had to pick one, I would probably say Bruno.
But how many goals was Greenwood involved in that they didn't necessarily score or assist?
They were all involved in the goals. That's the thing. It's like an interlink between all of them. Pogba has no assists, but he's involved in a lot.
It's like your front five is just ridiculous. Like Pogba, Bruno, Greenwood, Martial, and Rashford. It's just like...
Yeah, and Rashford is not even playing well right now. That's the killer thing.
Yeah.
And that the person I would give credit to, of course, Bruno, but Matic more than everybody because he's allowing them to play. And he's the one that's, doing the defensive work. So I think...
Well, he's doing what he's meant to be doing.
Exactly.
I think now that Bruno's here, he can actually now do what he's meant to do.
And he signed a new deal today, isn't it?
3 years new deal. It's a lot, but he deserves getting a new deal. So I just hope that doesn't mean that we're not looking at defensive midfielder. But anyway, going from there into the next game, we got Villa. Villa played quite decent against Liverpool. So I'm a little bit. We should beat them, but it's just too good now because we're just winning game after game. And I know we may come to a banana, slope where we slip. And I hope we don't. So
Is Grealish okay? Because I know he took a knock against Liverpool. He's good. Okay.
Yeah, I think
he's fine.
And he's probably going to try and have the game of his life because he's probably going to want to come to Man United. So he's going to try and improve himself. So
Brehz,
tough game. I don't think it's going to be an easier game, but I think we're going to come through winners. And if I'm going to change anything for United, I wouldn't change anything. Like I think the lineup has to remain the same. I wouldn't change anything. It's working.
OS.
Yeah.
Talking about Bruno. Remember when I put him in my team of the year?
Yeah.
You Brehz also, and I was like, I'm telling you, now I'm sure all of you would be putting him in your team of the year.
Yeah, but he hasn't played a full season.
You have to play a full season.
Our only argument was that he hasn't played a full season. That was it.
No. And I was like,
this guy, you love attention, bruv.
Come on, there was no need. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
there was no need. There was no need for that.
I think
Stick to your 2020 Mustafi, innit? Just
You let
hold on
yourself-
to that one.
Well, man.
Come on, Bob. You let yourself down, Bob. You let yourself down,
we
Bob.
all agree that Bruno right now is one of the best players in the Premier League, just in terms of
For sure.
really playing well.
I picked it a couple of months ago.
But you know what? I can't remember the last time a player came into the Premier League and just kicked off so well.
Mo Salah.
United's team.
Mo Salah.
United now.
Salah was at Chelsea before that, bro. Shut your mouth.
United.
Like that. Okay, cool.
You died, bro.
United are different
You
teams.
didn't say you had to be the first time, innit? But all right, cool.
Okay, this is right. United are a different team now with him. It's a different team. Everybody's
Big time.
confident, he's leading, and I think it's a good.
Okay, this was talking. I didn't even hear him.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Move on. Let's move on to the next section. So the next section we're going to move on to is the final section, which is predicting the results that are coming up. So right now, we have Kemal in the lead of the predictions right now. Then we have Kadus second. Then we have Ben. Then we have me. Then we have Isha. So we're
Dead.
So we
Dead.
Yeah, fam. It's not over yet. Don't worry about me.
we need to do a lot more.
Bottom of the league.
Let's
Last.com.
quick fire predictions of the result, okay?
His team came first, but he couldn't hold it down.
You're an idiot, man. We've got 5 games left, innit?
Cool. Quick predictions. You ready? I'm going to start with, Palace, Chelsea. I'm going to start 2-0 Chelsea. Kadus.
We're going to concede 2-1 Chelsea.
1 Chelsea. Kemal.
2-1 Chelsea.
Isha.
2-1 Chelsea. Townsend score.
And Ben.
I went 3-0 Chelsea, bro.
Chelsea. Okay. And then we're going to go to the next game. Watford v Norwich. I predicted a draw here. Score draw 1-1. What are you going to say, Isha?
2-1 Watford.
Kadus.
1-0 Watford. I think they'll score. So I will score.
Okay. Kemal.
0-0.
Okay. Ben.
I went 2-1 Watford. And by the way, Ish posted his after me, so.
Okay. Let's go to the next one.
Wait,
Big game. Arsenal v Leicester. I'm going to go first. I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal. Isha.
Hey.
2-2.
Okay. Kadus.
2-1 Arsenal.
Okay.
Look at Kemal. He's like,
Oh, my God. Arsenal 1, Leicester 0.
Okay. Ben?
I went with 1-1 because I know David Luiz is going to fuck it up and Vardy is going to score. or maybe 2020 Mustafi. I don't know. One of them is just going to slip up.
Fair enough. We're going to go to the next day. It's the Wednesday games. Manchester City versus Newcastle. I say 3-0 Manchester City. They're going to come back strong, I think. Isha.
I'm going to say 3-1 because City always struggle against Newcastle, always. So I'm going 3-1.
Okay, Kadus.
1-1.
Okay, Kemal. You think you're going to drop points? Yeah?
Yeah, I think they will, yeah. I think Newcastle's form are really well. They're actually scoring goals.
I'm not mad at that.
They're still pretty.
That's true.
Look at Southampton. What happened to Southampton? I think Newcastle could do it. 1-1.
I agree.
3-0 City.
Wow. Okay. Ben?
Ish again copying me. I went 3-1 City.
Okay.
I think City will come back strong because they'll be pissed at what happened to Southampton.
All right, next game. Sheffield United v Wolves. I said 1-0 Wolves. Isha?
1-1.
1-1. Kadus?
I said 1-0 as well.
1-0 Wolves. Kemal?
Wolves. 1-0 Wolves, yeah.
1-1 draw.
Wow, people are thinking that Wolves are going to start slowing down. Ben?
I went 2-1 to Wolves. I think Sheffield are not going to do it.
Man, they're away from home. Wolves are away from home, man. The Sheffield homeboys back in goal. It's going to be fine.
That's a good point, actually.
Sheffield United's defense at home is next level this season.
It's fine.
All right. West Ham v Burnley. 2-1 Burnley. Isha?
Same.
2-1 Burnley. Okay, Kadus?
1-0 Burnley.
Okay, Kemal?
1-1 draw.
Ben?
Wait, I hope I'm right because I'll pick up some decent points here, but I went 2-1 West Ham.
Fair enough. I mean, to be honest, Burnley I have to give respect to that team, man. They've been really playing well and grinding out results, man. So So we'll see what happens with them. I hope they do well, and because they deserve it. We'll go to their next game.
But Chelsea got tucked in by West Ham. I'm just saying.
West Ham's defense is pretty shaky. They were pretty shaky last time. Burnley's got a stronger defense.
No one wants to hear you anymore.
Brighton v.
Wait a minute. What you are 8th in the league, bruv. Listen, you need to calm yourself down before you talk to people, mate. Don't be. Man's getting hyped because you won a couple of games, bruv. You've been losing.
Brighton v Liverpool. Liverpool. Isha. 3-0 Liverpool. Wow. Okay. Kadus.
What did I write? 1 minute. I wrote 2-0 Liverpool.
2-0 Liverpool. Kamal.
2-0 Liverpool. Kadus was just copying what I wrote. But anyway.
Ben.
Well,
I went 3-0 Liverpool.
Why you copying me for, bro?
People don't think Liverpool.
Fam, I posted man before yours, bro. Shut your mouth.
Now we go to the Thursday games. Bournemouth v Tottenham. I said 2-1 Spurs. What do you say, Isha?
I'm saying 4-0 Bournemouth.
Are you serious?
It's 2-1 Spurs. 2-1 Spurs.
Nah, you're a prick, bro.
I was going to say 3-0 Tottenham. For some reason, I think they're going to bang Bournemouth.
3-0.
Thank you.
Come on.
2-0 to that dead team.
The hate, bro. You almost
I'm giving you the W.
You almost choked getting that out of your mouth, bro. Yeah.
Go.
2-1 Spurs. 2-1
Spurs. I think that's reasonable. Next game, Everton v Southampton. I say 2-1 Everton. Isha?
2-0 Southampton.
Wow. Okay.
Danny Ings is going to murk him.
Fair enough. Kadus?
You know what? I said 2-2, but I could see Southampton probably win. 2-2. 2-2 to draw.
He was almost going to copy Isha, bro. Watch.
Well,
1-0 Everton.
1-0 Everton. Okay. And Ben?
I went 2-1 Southampton.
2-1 Southampton. Okay. And then the last game, Aston Villa v Manchester United. I went with 2-0 Man United. Isha?
3-0 United.
Okay. Kadus?
3-1 United. And also, Ben, you copied my answer last time. So let's not forget that one, yeah?
Isha?
Think about it.
Okay. Kemal?
3-1 Manchester United.
3-1. Okay, Ben?
I beg you mute Kadus next time, but I went 2-0 United. So.
Okay, so we'll see what happens. I mean, there's a lot of interesting games coming up, and top four is really, really heating up right now to see who's going to finish in that top four spot. So hopefully Arsenal against Leicester, that's going to be another turning point to see what's going to happen in that race.
At that point, I will win my £20.
All right, so thank you all so much. That's it for today's show. Thank you so much for joining in. Please, like we said before, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you follow. Everything that you do will help us into creating more content for you guys. And please let us know your thoughts. Do you agree with all of these score predictions that we predicted? Do you agree with some of the views that we have?
Copy your prediction. Let us know your predictions below.
Exactly. Let us know so that we can also shout you out in the show as well to see if you got it right or if you got it wrong. So thank you so much. Please join us on the next show. We're coming back very soon. Bye-bye.